have a guest, Dr. Sharon. Namaskar, Dr. Pankaj
Hi.
Chansarkar. Namaskar.
Namaste.
So, I would like to tell our audience today who have joined us live that we have today Dr. Sharon Samuel, who is an obstetrician and a gynecologist, and Dr. Pankaj Chansarkar, who is one of the eminent Ayurveda Vaidyas. So, both are experts, both are Ayurveda Vaidyas who have been dealing, a community who have been dealing their patients with not only treating their patients with Ayurveda medicines, but also take care about their diet and lifestyle. So, Dr. Sharon and Dr. Pankaj, we are here to discuss something about what is happening around us, about Ayurveda, about how Ayurveda has come to the quick advices. So, before we start, I think I would directly jump to the question that Ayurveda medicines are natural. Ayurveda medicines are made of plants. So this is an assumption carried by people since it's made of plants, it is herbal, so there is no toxicity carried forward. We can have a casual behavior towards it, and there are no toxicity or there is no side effects to it. So Dr. Pankaj, we will start with you. What do you think about it?
See, Ayurveda medicines are, yeah, rightly said, it is not harmful as the chemical allopathic medicine as such. But if you understand it in totality, that as we have constitution, the herbs, the food, or anything that we consume has a constitution attached to it. So if it is in sync with your constitution or in imbalance, then only it is going to help you. Otherwise, it might cause imbalances further or can enhance imbalances further. Like suppose if you have acidity and you are taking some herb which causes acidity or increases heat inside your body, then naturally your body will also become more acidic and got heated up. So in such way, like no advice is a universal advice as such. So you need to be very, very individualistic, and it needs to be understood through the constitutional analysis. And what are your balances, imbalances? What is your prakriti and vikriti? It varies accordingly. So not a single herb is a cure for everything. Not a medicine is made in the entire universe that can cure all kind of people actually. So it needs to be individually selected and prescribed accordingly. So there is a lot of thought goes before prescribing anything to any person. And that's what is happening in today's social media atmosphere, that you create a 30-minute reel, and that advice is followed by maybe a few thousand of people or maybe a million people. And then when it is not affecting, they blame the herb or the source basically. So that leads to a lot of disgrace to the pathy actually.
No, I absolutely agree with you. And here I have a question for you, Dr. Sharon. So has it happened with you that in your clinical practice that a patient has come to you because of the delayed treatment or because this person was following advice from some social media reels or some AI tools, this person has delayed the proper treatment and has come when the symptoms have aggravated. So does it has happened with you in your clinical practice?
Yes, Shivani. So, like Dr. Pankaj was mentioning, the idea that Ayurveda is herbal and so it's okay to consume. It's okay to consume in any dose for any person for any duration. That's where things go wrong. So, it's not meant for everybody in that dose, like some people, it's okay if you take 15 ml for some, it's okay if you take 50 ml for some, it's you just 5 ml is going to give you the effect of what the same medication. And for how long you're supposed to take it. Most importantly, from where you're supposed to procure your medication. So, in continuation of the previous question that you asked, I wanted to tell this because it just came to me. Can it go wrong? It can definitely go wrong if you're not taking it under the advice of the right person. Because one of my patients, took a drug which was mentioned by a local somebody, like a person who came to take care of her after her postpartum. During her postpartum, suggested it, which she went and purchased. It was purchased from a local shop where no, the standardization preparation is not there. So the drug was probably spoiled, or the packaging was probably not right. She was just 10 days postpartum and she had violent diarrhea, and that put her in, her and her child eh, in a difficult situation for at least 2 to 3 days. And that was unnecessary. So things like this could happen if you just go blindly and just buy something because somebody told you from somewhere. Yeah. So now to answer the question that you asked, can it delay treatment? Definitely, it can delay treatment. One very noteworthy case that I would like to talk about is a case where there was premature menopause, which was, of course, diagnosed way later when she came to me after almost 2 years of lost time, where she had started, no, she started prescribing medications for herself, which was Rajapravartini, to get her periods. But in her particular, the kind of Vikriti that she was in, like the doctor was mentioning, you cannot always prescribe the same thing to everybody. She did not require Rajapravartini at that moment because she didn't need something so stimulating, she needed something nourishing, which Rajapravartini will not do. So instead, when she came to me, by then it was too late. So we probably just pulled her cycle for another 2 years. But by then, at a very early age, there was no menopause. It was a very early, like 30. She was barely 33. So this is a very noteworthy case that when I think of wrong, I wish she had come to me a bit earlier or visited a doctor, any doctor a bit earlier who could have, or anyway, there's a second opinion that's also there. And see, it doesn't, like how in any science you would want to take a second opinion. I do encourage my patients to take second opinions whenever there is, because there could be another perspective coming in. Ayurveda sometimes also requires a second opinion. So it's just not blindly taking something, but it is definitely necessary that you follow uh, the rules of it, just like how you would do it for any health uh, condition.
I'm very well aligned with you, Dr. Sharon, here in this case. And I always feel the Ayurveda was always something which was niche, but now has become commercial. And
Yeah.
something that goes commercial, it loses its value, it loses its potency. So the challenge is, since now at one type we have a huge gamut of information with us, so it has become easy for people to just type their symptoms and get the medicines, Ayurveda medicines. So, Dr. Pankaj, what do you think that typing the symptoms and getting the medicines, is Ayurveda that easy? Consuming those medicines and you will get yourself treated.
No, no, it is not that easy. It is a complete science, and that's why there is a proper graduation process for doctors to follow and go under internships and housemanships. So it is not that easy to type something on AI and get the information. Yes, information is available, definitely, but that is for a reference point. That is not for consumption. Because any diagnosis is not just a diagnosis like we do in allopathy. It is more related to understanding your body, understanding your constitution. There is a lot of emotions attached to it actually. It is when a doctor is observing you, he is not just observing your symptoms, he is observing you in totality. What your mind is thinking, what your skin is looking like, how your eyes are looking into, and whether there is dryness, where there is irritability, or all that kind of understanding is associated with Ayurvedic diagnosis. It is not just symptomatic cure. And herbs and food or diet or lifestyle, anything is prescribed accordingly. So as I said before, no cure fits for everyone. So every person is a different person. No, like two fingers are similar. No fingerprints are similar also. So if a person comes to us, they needs to be evaluated thoroughly, understand what actually is the constitution of the person and what is the imbalance going on in his body, which is giving the symptoms basically. And accordingly, the recommendations are suggested. So it is not that easy because AI will not understand. It will only gather and collect information, whatever is available on the database, and collate it by the words that you have typed, basically, or said to it. So it is a collective information. It is not for consumption. It is for reference point only. There is no harm in understanding your symptoms if you are not able to understand, but need to kind of evaluate thoroughly. And consumption of medicines, herbs is not to be self-prescribed, basically, because it can give you side effect. It can make your condition worse, as Dr. Sharon also suggested with the case that she has referred to. So it can go quite wrong if you are just by watching some AI videos or some reels. You're consuming and providing some kind of treatment for your body. So self prescription is not allowed in Ayurveda. It needs to be evaluated and then only prescribed.
So, here, Dr. Pankaj, you have mentioned that symptom similarity is not disease similarity. That is for sure. But here I have a question for you, Dr. Sharon. Now, what happens is, since you are handling women community, and women tend to speak to each other, and they have more preferences towards natural things. So I'll give you an example that two girls speaking, and they speak that I have PCOD and my symptoms got better, like having consuming this Ayurveda herb. And the same girl, and then she references, give the reference that why don't you start consuming it? And the other girl starts consuming it. So are there chances that she will also heal? Like, does that happens?
See, the reason why people do this is because some do heal. So what happens is because one heals, they feel the other is also going to heal. But it is just could be that probably the disease intensity was lesser, that it just needed a little bit of intervention, or probably she was doing something additional with it, which probably corrected it immediately. It could have probably worked in so many ways. It's not that the same medicine will not work. It's just that it doesn't work all the time in the same dose, in the same for the same duration, in the same way. It definitely doesn't. So yeah, and especially like you say, I have also posted a reel on this. Like, two kinds of women. One is women who submit themselves to you. They are like, doctor, I just, just make me all right. That's one kind of the group of women who you can really work on. The other group is like, I really want you to do work on me, but I also know some things which I want to do, which I probably may or may not share with you. So that's some place where things, that's a really tricky group, and in that group, it becomes very essential to pay more attention and listen a bit more carefully. So until they give you all the information, because they'll be like, I'm just like recently said, are you taking anything else? I have this question where I ask them, are you on any other medications or any other supplements? And most people, I have to add supplements in particular because they don't feel it necessity to let me know that they are taking, iron or calcium or vitamin D or vitamin K, whatever it is. They don't feel the need to tell me because it's okay. They feel it's okay to consume that because everybody is consuming that. Because particular, very important to ask that. One case, many cases, like recently, I am taking. They tell me after 2 or 3 visits that I am taking. What do you have? What no? What are you doing differently? Or they just say I just stopped Herbalife yesterday. So they didn't feel the need to tell me that they were taking Herbalife all this while. Because there is a notion among people that it's okay to do what others are doing. But many times knowing that in particular helps us correct conditions in women in particular. This is because like you said, I deal with women. I know this tendency of theirs to do this. So it goes like a very mandatory part of my history taking to understand this. So I keep asking all the minute details till everything comes out.
I can totally understand, Dr. Sharon, how the women community works. But like, as in like normal also, the people who have inclination towards natural things or organically living their life, they have a conditioning to go ahead with the natural herbs then later, and they are more prone to self prescribing. they
Yes.
are more prone to self-prescribing. It is a community conditioning. I don't say that somebody is influencing them, but it is a community conditioning. And at this point of time, there are different advertisements that are rolling out. That having ashwagandha, if you are having sleepless nights, just consume ashwagandha. Or if
Yes.
you are having PCOD, have shatavari or mix herb juice. So I want to ask this question from you, Dr. Pankaj, since you take care of a lot of senior citizen community, you are handling geriatric care. So tell me how simple it is that consuming just ashwagandha can help you with your sleepless nights.
As I said, every symptom has its own constitution actually, and every herb has its own constitution. So if it is in sync with each other, it will definitely help. If it is out of sync, uh, it either it will give no results or it might cause a imbalance also. So similarly, ashwagandha, there is no harm in taking ashwagandha. It is very safe. There is no side effect as such. But if a person who is extremely dry from within and like especially in elderly people where vata energy or the air element is stronger in their system. So if we are consuming ashwagandha, it might lead to a lot of constipation, bloating related issues. Rather than giving a peaceful sleep, it might give them a heavy morning. So in that way, needs to be selected properly. There are multiple herbs and even a lot of home remedies are there which can be used very safely. No need to buy anything. Everything is available in your kitchen. So if you kind of get properly checked up and then got properly prescribed, then the results will be like within a day or so. Because people say Ayurveda takes time. So it will take like few months of consuming Ayurveda that, ashwagandha, that the sleep might start coming in properly. But it is not like that. If you take ashwagandha with proper frequency match of your constitution imbalances and all, the sleep will come on the same day. And it will not, it is not time consuming or you keep on taking some herbs to wait for the results. It is not like that. If you are waiting for the results, that means it is not in sync with your recommendation as such. Although there might be no side effects, but if it is not giving results, that means it is not needed for you.
I think very well said, Dr. Pankaj. But I think with the efforts what are made commercially to sell the Ayurvedic herbs and products, I believe that we are changing the fundamentals of Ayurveda. Ayurveda was never addressing symptoms; it was always working fundamentally on the root causes, like finding the root cause and then working on it. So, what do you think, Dr. Sharon, on this? How these herbs and everything are consumed by women community, and when they come to you, what kind of task you have then to heal them?
So one correction is that Shivani, Ayurvedic medicines were always not, all medicines are not for root cause. There are symptomatic ones also, but it's just that you will not know it unless you know the science, what is meant for what. So we do have symptomatic medications as well, but not for everybody all the time for all conditions.
Mhm.
Because without symptomatic medications, we wouldn't have survived for so long. We did help for that pain, that abdomen pain, or for that headache, or for that fever. We have such an extensive chapter on Dwara Chikitsa fever alone. We have so much in detail. And but every time we address the symptom, we address the root cause as well. We definitely kept in mind that Acharyas, of course, kept in mind. I'm read the end bit of that lineage, but uh, they did keep in mind that when you treat a particular symptom, there are multiple organs that could be involved in correction of that symptom. So it becomes important to handle those organs as well. So it came with the pathya. It came with the nanupana, that is what has to be taken with this particular medicine. What
Mhm.
diet has to be followed when you take this particular medicine? That was part of the medicine consumption, which, like you say, this particular group of advancements made in terms of introducing medications as a supplement do not address. The whole point of having a one pill solution is to avoid the pathya, which is to avoid the diet that comes along and to avoid the uh, other complication that comes along. This is the whole point of a one pill solution, which is why Ayurveda doesn't go by it, because medicine is a part of the treatment. Today's supplement culture, definitely, like you said, is ignoring all of that, pushing
Yes.
only that pill. Like you take Brahmi or Ashwagandha, you take two of it and you sleep well. You're feeling tired. There are many people who take Ashwagandha regularly, triple R regularly. It doesn't serve the purpose at all if you don't do it the right way. First of all, it doesn't have an impact. Secondly, it could have a negative impact. Like it could cause, like Sir was saying, it could cause a negative impact, like too much of dryness. Triple R consumption in excess, it will work as a laxative till one particular point. After that, it's going to create so much dryness that you will end up having chronic constipation. So such issues can also happen. So one pill solution, it's fancy, but doesn't work for a very long time.
Very well said, Dr. Sharon. But here, we are here addressing this same issue, and I have been putting you in different situations, asking the same thing and emphasizing on the same point again and again. But I will continue on this conversation itself, asking you why do you take care of diet and lifestyle also? How diet and lifestyle plays a role in your tradition or system of healing?
Yeah. Why, if you ask me why, one simple thing is the science starts that way. It's a lifestyle uh, medicine. It is a life science. So when you say life science, it definitely addresses every important element that adds to health, which includes the food you eat, which is the major part. When you think of health, first thing that comes to your mind is food, right? So food becomes our primary concern because that is what you do every single day, whether you are sick or whether you are healthy, you do eat food all the time. So that is going to be a primary source of medicine. And then what you do with your life, like what time you wake up, how do you walk, how do you talk, how you sleep, all these things, because it's a life science. Now, along with all this, when you put the right kind of medicine, it works. Like when you have fever, your body is not able to digest stuff. You keep eating the same kind of heavy food that you were having before, and then you pop paracetamol, the fever will go away, but what it's going to leave behind is a set of other intestinal gut related issues over a period of time, which is what most people suffer now because of multiple episodes of fever, which they have never corrected ever. So when we look at Ayurveda, it's about correcting the diet first. So first, you see, you stop eating all of that. You start eating right. For that moment, even when you're giving you that medicine, day one of fever, stop all of that. Step two, then your step to medication, food which has got carminatives and appetizers in it. Start eating right, then the medication has something to add to it. Because we also deal with doshas. What you eat disturbs all these doshas or corrects the doshas, depending on what you eat. It could correct it, it could destroy it. So you correct that first. You can't keep eating whatever you want and expect the medicine to work wonders. In my practice, that's what most of my patients, by the time they're done with the reviews and all, by three months, they know what to do. So they don't need to come to me to 3 months, and then they visit once in a while when things and it really goes off, and they come because they know what to do and they know what exactly to correct in their diet when something goes wrong. Of course, I'm always there to reach out in case of necessity, but that's the art of learning how to heal yourself.
No, I have totally witnessed it with your communities, Dr. Sharon. You have different communities, and
Mm.
all your patients constantly get monitored with you. So you play a pivotal role in healing your community, which I have witnessed personally. Coming to you, Dr. Pankaj, you handle senior citizens a lot. So they come with symptoms that I need cured immediately. So does Ayurveda plays that because people have that kind of mindset that Ayurveda takes its own time to treat you. So what do you think on that? What is your comment on that?
Yeah, definitely. The elderly people feel the pain and the need for treatment on an urgent basis. So, and they have that mindset of not rushing to doctor all the time. So they usually try to do a lot of home remedies, a lot of herbal treatments beforehand to kind of test and error kind of doing basically. I have elder parents as well, and I see them constantly kind of trying different kind of things on a day-to-day basis, which usually is I deny them basically when what is required that only is needs to be done. So elderly people have that mindset, and there is a difficulty of change also. They don't want to change a lot of things in their daily routine and lifestyle and eating patterns and all. But yes, if guided properly, understanding their constitution, understanding their imbalances, their digestibility, how much they are moving, what is their flexibility and all. If herbs or some home remedies from their kitchen and adjustment in the food is made, definitely there are quick results and they don't have to pop a lot of pills. Because nowadays you see every elderly is like kind of have a bunch of 10, 20 medicines that they consume on a daily basis. And
Yes.
those all are symptomatic medicines. They just kind of support them with discomfort of the symptom, basically. Nothing is curing anything. But when we make changes in their daily routine, understand their constitution imbalances, their agony, and kind of tweak their eating patterns accordingly, their symptomatic relief is quite quick, and small changes makes a lot of huge difference in their digestibility and all. And in Ayurveda, as it said, what you digest, you become. So if you are digesting well, you become healthy. If you are not digesting well, then there is a lot of symptoms, or your body talks to you actually. Your body will tell you that you had a wrong meal on that particular day. So immediately next morning or next day, you might feel some kind of symptoms. So that understanding is important in Ayurveda, that you understand yourself and then take the recommendations or cure accordingly. It is not just watching some reels and videos and just try and test and error kind of things that needs to be done. So elderly can be taken care of, but they need a lot of tweaking in their eating patterns, their herbal intake and medicines as well.
Absolutely, Dr. Pankaj. And in fact, I believe that body awareness is very important, and it can only come when this entire science is practiced under an expert, under an Ayurveda Vaidya who gives an hand holding with the medicines, with the diet, with the lifestyle. And I have seen personally that how in your community you work on the diet and lifestyle with the Ayurvedic treatment. Coming to my next question is, we have spoken about the present situation, that how people are getting influenced with these 30 seconds of reels and advices and popping pills, or maybe AI tools, what they are using to identify what they are suffering from, which we are not sure they have identified or not, because Ayurveda has its own framework of diagnosis. But I want to ask that in longer run, in longer, if this continue to trend, Ayurveda might be shaped as a supplement culture. However, it's a clinical science, but it might be now masked to a supplement culture. So, how this longer, how it will benefit the community and how it will affect this entire life science?
See, this Ayurveda supplement culture is because of the pharma industry that wants to sell us one thing or other thing.
Yes.
And all medical science is pharma driven basically. So even in allopathy, homeopathy, naturopathy, or Ayurveda. So whatever companies wants to sell, they promote it to an extent that it kind of feels like needs to be at home and needs to be consumed as such. So people need to understand that, as I said before, AI or social media is for reference point. So if you are going to a doctor, ask questions, and what questions needs to be asked, you can collect or gather it from the AI. So you type your symptoms, get all the reference points, and ask questions to your doctor so that your mind is clear and there is no doubt remaining in your mind that whether my doctor or my consultant is understanding me properly or not.
Right.
So that way it can be used positively rather than just following like sheeps basically. Just one person is doing, he is getting benefit out of it, so everybody should get benefit out of it. That is not the case. So it can be used positively, and it can go way too wrong as well if kind of there is no tap to it or there is no control of mindful awareness to it as such. And definitely, anything that we consume doesn't matter. It is only food or water or drinks or anything like that. It is the information also that we consume and how we digest it makes a lot of impact on your overall well-being. Not just the body, but it affects your mind as well.
What do you think, Dr. Sharon, here in this case? There are different kinds of Ayurveda herbals and tonics now available at the grocery stores also on the shelf. Um, and this has become like a supplement culture, having consuming it in morning without an Ayurvedic Vaidyas check. So, as doctor mentioned, that in a longer run it can be dangerous. What do you think? What can be the other than being dangerous? What other things which we are ignoring at this point of time can be really harmful for us, for human beings?
So one thing is that see, I want people to know this. It's easier to introduce medicines as nutraceutical products. So that is why these pharma companies or people who want to make business out of it do this, because Ayurveda is trending, herbal is trending. So it's just they are making profit out of it doesn't mean you have to fall for it. You know, at least if, see, in India, anything you can purchase over the counter, even a complicated drug also you can purchase over the
Yes.
counter. But it becomes even more dangerous when you start introducing it as an everyday product. Like it's just there in everything that you consume. They just add a little bit of herbs to it, and you have, like, for instance, shatavari, the most commonly abused drug for women. Um, Shatavari is a strengthening herb. It's meant for women for strengthening. Now that when consumed by a metabolically dysfunctional PCOS woman over a period of time for correction of PCOS, just because Shatavari is good to take and it's available in a pill form and they say it's a supplement and it's just a herb, not a medication, you can undo the effects of that before starting treatment. So with Shatavari, I think most of the women who come to me say, I drink Shatavari with milk or I take it just like that. And even for instance, I would see people who don't want to take Ayurveda also land up taking Ayurveda prescribed by an allopathy doctor. For instance, we have a very elaborate postpartum care ritual, Sutika Paricharya in Ayurveda. And I love prescribing that for my patients, but some do not want to because immediately after delivery they feel it's important to listen to their obstetrician, so they listen to what they say. And so when they prescribe a medication for lactation because lactation is absent or poor, and then it's Lactair, which is an Ayurvedic medication which has Shatavari at that point, which is the only thing that people who don't know Ayurveda know, that Shatavari does increase lactation. It does increase lactation, but in postpartum care it is important to do Deepana, which is important to improve your Agni before you give such a heavy drug. So if at that point Saubhagya Shunti, which is a Shunti based drug, would have been more efficient, right, doctor? Right. In the initial stages, that would have been more efficient than Shatavari, but they give Shatavari, which kind of makes the Agni further damp and adds to the Kapha Dushan, which is already there. So lactation stops. We don't get the effect at all. Lactation stops. And these are some difficult scenarios that I handle, which people they just randomly take things. And so many of us are available here. So it's really not. And now we are all available online also. We are available on phone also. You can, it's not that you need to go travel far to see an Ayurvedic doctor. There are plenty of us available. So it's very easy to take an opinion of an Ayurvedic doctor. Then take these things. The herb is not food. It could be maybe fortify a bit, but not all the time.
Yes. Dr. Pankaj, would you like to add something?
Yeah, definitely. Like the biggest problem with our healthcare industry is over-the-counter sale, actually. So a pharmacist or a medical shop owner becomes a doctor if you tell him some symptoms. So he will, doesn't matter allopathy, Ayurveda or anything. So he will definitely put up something in front of you to get rid of your symptoms. So that needs to be stopped actually. West is far more better in such scenario because every medicine, even if you have to buy paracetamol, you need to have prescription. But in India, it is not there. It is available 24/7 online everywhere, basically. So it needs to be bonded with some kind of prescriptive recommendations. And uh, it can be harmful also. It can cause severe symptoms. Sometimes some herbs are very Tikshna also. So So they can lead to a lot of discomfort, lot of uh, kind of bad name to Ayurveda as well. So if someone has consumed something and you just listen to him and started doing yourself, you, two persons are totally different. Your constitution might be totally different. Your disease might be constitutionally different as well. So that herb might not work for you, which is working for him. And that doesn't mean that there is some lacking in Ayurveda or the herb. It is lacking in your understanding, basically. So that needs to be a kind of mindful awareness needs to be created under the communities, so that blindly following anything, any information needs to be avoided. As I said before, ask questions. There is no harm in it. You can ask your doctor whether this is good for me or whether that is not good for me, and we can explain you why it is not good for you, why it is good for him and not for you. So that clears your mind, so that you don't fall into that trap of binge eating some supplements, basically.
Very well said. Very well put together, doctors. Um, I think it is very important that we have to break a conditioning, because we are conditioned in such a way that if anything is natural, it is casual. We have that casual attitude towards it. If it's ancient, it is simple to use. We think that ways. But Ayurveda is ancient, but it has a strong framework. And that framework need to be followed in the presence of an Ayurveda Vaidya. Friends, we have come to the conclusion of this conversation that don't be lazy. There are Ayurveda Vaidya in your cities. You just have to call them. They are available online. There are Ayurveda hospitals now in the cities. So you can reach out to the team of Ayurveda Vaidyas. And it's very, very important to practice this strong life science under the guidance of an Ayurveda Vaidya. They will guide you as per your framework, your constitution, what is meant for you. Because Ayurveda is, as a doctor said, that Ayurveda is not a symptomatic treatment. It works fundamentally on the root cause. Yes, there are symptomatic medicines, but it has to be taken under the guidance of an expert, which is Ayurveda Vaidyas we have in our cities. And if you don't have, we'll put Dr. Sharon's and Dr. Pankaj Chansarkar's details in our caption later, and you can always reach out to them. So thank you, doctors. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Thank you.
for this
Thank
beautiful
you.
conversation.
Thank you so much, Shivani, for hosting this. And thank you, Dr. Pankaj.
Yeah.
I hope
Thank
with
you
this,
for this opportunity to share the knowledge and wisdom, and good to interact with you, Dr. Sharon, as well.
Thank
And
you.
hope we keep on doing such informative sessions, so that people can understand a little bit of what they are doing wrong, basically.
so friends, the simple lesson to take away is reach out to Ayurveda Vaidya rather than to the juices and herbal tonics available on the shelf. So just one step need to be added. Ayurveda Vaidya. Reach out to Ayurveda Vaidya. Thank you so much. Thank you, doctors.
Thank you.